Welcome back to the football rig, man. It's been a while. We've been busy with the World Cup, and the Arsenal News Drilldown is here today, so we can cover everything related to Arsenal, even though the World Cup is the main focus. But before I say anything, big up to you, Taryn. How are you, my brother?
I am good, man. World Cup fever is in full effect. It's the heartbreak part of the tournament, heartbreak season. A lot of hearts have been broken. Millions of people around the world are crying. Millions are happy.
Lately, I've been sad, bro. I watched the Saudi Cape Verde, and I was really sad about the results.
Yeah, you're sad about that, but when I look at what's going on in Cape Verde, I can't help but root for him. I'm sorry. I know you went broski, and I was rooting. Cape Verde. It's a massive story in this tournament, man. Debut tournament, and they're in the knockout round ahead of Uruguay.
Yeah,
has won this tournament.
Yes.
So, it's mad.
Yes. Yeah, well, I wouldn't consider Uruguay to be a serious contender, if I'm being honest. I mean, they lost their golden era, I would say. The Suarez, the Diego Forlans, they don't have any players anymore. Cavani.
As dark horses, Sammy.
Sorry?
A lot of people had him as a dark horse to go far in this tournament.
Uruguay? Really?
Yeah, prominent people, man, because they got Federico Valverde, they got
that's the only player, bro. That's the only player.
They got Luis Diaz. They got players that play in Europe who have won big trophies. We don't know anyone who plays for Cape Verde. No one.
It's true. No one. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, big up to the chat. Social joins afternoon, my friend. Big up to Godfrey, man. My Godfrey in the building. Hit the like, guys. Smash the like. Make sure to go subscribe also to BBK. The channel is in the description. Go show him some love. Argentine better be careful versus Cape Verde. Yeah, bro. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna get. I think they get smoked, bro. What you mean, bro? Unless the goalkeeper pulls out a worldie, just like he did against Spain, and somehow they stink out of the gaff, and they reach penalties or something like that. I don't know, but I mean, to really consider them, they will compete against Argentina. I highly doubt it, bro. I mean, we almost had them, and Saudi is not considered to be one of the big dogs in the tournament, but still. So it is what it is. But man, Arsenal summer, Arsenal summer is going to be very interesting, Taryn. I can see that. I can genuinely see that. So for me, right, before we go ahead with it, I just want to, quickly. So let's play it quickly. Arsenal summer transfer window has just hit another level, my brother, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. And it's something that you've been iterating, something that you've been saying, something that you wanted. The Gunners have finally made their first move for Bruno Guimarães. But was the opening bit enough? We'll talk about it. Or has Newcastle just sent Arsenal back to the drawing board? We'll talk about it as well. Meanwhile, several Arsenal players are going to exit the club. We're going to talk about these players. Not many superstars that we heard. I don't think we're going to get some money for those, but still, it's good to get rid of the dead wood, in my opinion. And how will these departure reshape Mikel Arteta's squad for another title chart? So we're going to talk about that, me and BBK. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, reports are emerging of a potential swap deal with Atletico Madrid that could completely change Arsenal's transfer strategy. Something that I did not anticipate, something that I really did not see coming. So buckle up, because we're breaking down every rumor, every update, every implication. This is Arsenal News Drilldown, and it starts right now. BBK, are you ready, my friend?
I am ready, man. I am ready.
So the first one, I want to get the most hot topic out of the door first, which is the player that you've been wanting, Bruno Guimarães. Officially, Arsenal have approached Newcastle, and they offered him verbally. It's not an official bid, but through intermediaries, they had a verbal bid which is somewhere around below 60 million pound. So I'm going to assume it's 55, something like that, right? And it was an instant rejection from Newcastle, but they did not close the door. What are your thoughts about such a move from Berta, first of all, before we talk even more about the player? Is it going to suit the Arteta and all of that stuff?
You know, the fact that the 55 million pound bid thing is floating around out there makes me believe if Bertha didn't believe we could get him, he wouldn't talk to him or didn't bid, or that wouldn't be a thing. He actually believes he can get him. Now, the bid was ridiculous. Like, I mean, I would love for him to get here for 55 million. But when you look across the spaces and you see them like, was Elliot Anderson breaking the transfer record, we're going to have to pay more. But I've always been a fan of Bruno G, and this is what I'm saying. Like the small channels like this one, you know, we know what we're talking about when we talk football. Like, we know what fits our football team because you and I have never spoken to Andrea Berta. You know, we didn't know that he was, but we look at Bruno G and we look at our team and how we play, and he seems more like of an Arsenal mold type player. He's a utility guy. He can sit in the 6. He can crash the box like an 8, and he can break a pass can break the lines with a pass like a 10. That's a classic CM. He can play all 3 positions at a high level, and I think he's really good, man. I think he's a top footballer. His conditioning is immense. I've seen that man boss a game of football 90 minutes chewing bubblegum. You know what I mean? He is a monster, man. But I hear the Tonali, you know, he has the Italian flair. He can, you know, he has a shot on him from outside the box, but I've always contended, as you just pointed out, that if we're going to go to Newcastle and take one of their midfielders, it has to be this guy. I don't fall into the age profile thing. We can't do the kindergarten FC thing. That doesn't work. You need experienced players to win. You know, we did youth projects before, and if you look at the players that we signed last year, the age profile of them, Gyökeres, Eze, you know, these guys debuted in our team and won the Premier League. Even Zubimendi, who a lot of people say didn't have a good season, that was his debut season. So we essentially had 5 new guys in our starting lineup last year, and still won the league. You know what I'm saying? Because we've signed experienced players to mix with the bunch of young guys, you know, with the legs. I rate Bruno G highly, man. And I know it's going to be popular now that we're linked with him, that everyone is going to prop him up. But I've been watching him since he rejected us the first time, or not rejected us, but when he ended up at Newcastle 3 years ago, when I think he should have been an Arsenal player then. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm buzzing by this news. I really hope that we do get him. And whether or not anyone from the midfield exits, we add this guy to our midfield, we become a better team, especially with the amount of minutes that Declan Rice played last year, the amount of minutes that he's playing now in the English team, and the amount of minutes we expect him to play next year, because I fully expect us to compete on all fronts next year again. So, yeah, I like this news, and I hope it manifests itself into him wearing the number 39 for Arsenal.
Well, I couldn't agree more in certain aspects. I do have my reservations, but we'll get into it. First of all, welcome T, my brother. I hope you're doing well.
Big up, guys.
You guys having a storm in Netherlands, so I hope you're okay. So I don't know if this is like cold or hot weather. I have no idea. You know, but
this is a casual Saturday for us, bro. It's like yesterday it was 40 degrees and today it's storming. You know, so welcome to the Netherlands.
So what is the temperature though? Storming? What do you mean storming? Like the temperature?
I mean, it's still pretty warm. It's like 28 or something, but it's raining very, very hard, and it's like 28. Yeah, we jumped from 40 to 28, and now it's raining and storming and it's wet everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's typical Netherlands, bro. It's just a normal Saturday for us. Like I said,
I have to travel 3,000 miles to get such a drop in temperature, bro. What you mean?
Yeah, but like I said, for us it's normal, bro. Global warming is afraid of Netherlands, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that it just fluctuates that much here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A few comments of the chat, T, before I go to you and ask you about Bruno G. According to Social Joys in Newcastle, have finance issues, which I doubt they have finance issues, to be honest. This coming from their fan channels reporting it. I don't know if you guys heard about any financial issues that Newcastle are facing, because they just sold Gordon for top dollar. So I'm not sure where is the financial issues that are surfacing right now.
Not FFP issues, but PSR issues.
All right. If you do know anything about it, I would love if you share it, BBK.
Yeah,
I remember Bruno. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I remember Bruno and Newcastle trolling us when he joined Newcastle. Now he could join the Champions League. Life comes full circle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a player that you hate when he's your opposition, but you love him when he plays for you.
I never hated Bruno G. You know, I like the player that he is so, you know, he cannot control his temper. He's a little bit hot-headed, and it's fine. You know,
Yes.
this is football, man. I don't care about it.
Do you guys remember Felipe Melo? The Brazilian midfielder that played for Juve, for Inter, and all that.
Yes, I
he was
remember
one
him.
of those guys. Everybody hated him, but everybody that hated him was his opponent. But when he played for you, you loved him. You absolutely adored him.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
and Bruno is one of those guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is true. And so 60 million or 55 million that has been offered. We kind of lowballed them because the release clause in his contract is 100 million pound, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we lowballed it to 55, 60. And do you think it's Berta's strategy to get the player on board in a sense that the player will commit to Arsenal and somehow request or submit a transfer request to the club so that he can push the price a little bit down since they're not in the Champions League and he wants to leave at his prime years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, he is in his prime years, and I don't think personal agreements would be an issue with the player. I think the biggest hurdle that we have right now is Newcastle and the price. Obviously, the 55 million is just dipping your toes in the pool just to see how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? Just to gauge. You know what I'm saying? It's like the first round of a boxing match. You just jab and feel around.
Yeah, feeling the water. That's true.
Yes, basically. And the fact that they didn't, because we've mentioned it yesterday on the Quora Pod, we've talked about this, but the fact that they didn't feel insulted and walked away and said, "Nah, we're closing negotiations," like straight away, for me tells me that they are willing to sell this player for a more reasonable price than what his release clause is asking for. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this can end up being a 70 million signing, for example, you know, or maybe in and around that price, in my opinion. Because if I have a release clause of 100 million in my contract and you bid 55, I feel insulted. I walk away. I say, no, I don't want to speak to you. I'll just focus on Tottenham and sell Tonali. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they are willing to pay and you are not willing to pay. You know what I'm saying? I would feel that type of way if I was Newcastle. But they are not.
According to Godfrey, it's going to be 80. Godfrey saying apparently new 80 million. I mean, would you pay 80 million for Bruno G, or do you think that's too much?
I would personally, purely because of the fact that his release clause is still 100 million, and if you can buy him for 20 million less, sure. I don't think it will be 80. I still believe that it will be less. Maybe that's like the asking price that they want. If it's 80, it would be like 70, 75 plus add-ons, I believe. So for me, that's worth it because we've mentioned this before. We've mentioned Bouadi. We mentioned Bruno Guimarães. Bouadi is more for the future. Bruno is if you want to win now, because Bruno brings you that quality that you can finally rest Rice as well. You know what I'm saying? And have a player that is on the quality of Rice, purely because of the fact that last year we had this issue and said, "Oh, bro, what if Rice got injured? Now we need to play Norgard, and the level drops off immensely." You know what I'm saying? Now you have that safe player that is in quality almost just as good as Rice. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Bruno Guimarães just makes sense. He's 28 years old. He's in his prime. I don't see personal him agreeing. I don't see that as an issue because I believe that he thinks the same. He thinks this club is going for another league title. This club is going for potentially the Champions League as well. You know what I'm saying? And especially because I believe that Arteta wants to win the Champions League after losing that final. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when a player in his caliber, with his age, sees that and the ambition and the fact that he is wanted and automatically becomes the second best midfielder in this team, he 100% would join. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this signing makes sense. It's a win now signing. And his quality. We saw the goal from Brazil, the assist that he gave, bro, that's just pure quality. You don't learn that, you know what I'm saying? That's just talent, bro. The way he just faked the keeper and the defender and just passed it sideways, back, you know what I'm saying? And then golazo. Bro, it just shows you everything you need to know about this player. This guy has quality. We should get him. And Taron and me mentioned this before about getting Bruno over Tonali. And I'm happy that Berta decided to watch the football rig. And they said, you know what? Let me buy Bruno. You know what I'm saying?
Big up Berta.
Big up Berta. And just quickly on this, right? If you look at the 55 million in this modern market, it may look crazy. It might seem crazy. But if you really deep it and you're Berta and you just see Anthony Gordon, who's younger, who had a longer time left on his deal, go for 60. And he's an attacking player. Right? Attacking players are supposed to score.
I think it was 80 turn.
80. All right, so he went for 80. So Bruno should be theoretically cheaper. He's older, got less time on his deal. So if from a business spent your birthday, and he's only on 160K, you know what I mean? We got Martinelli on 200, so we can pay him in personal terms.
It's not the same. I'll tell you why. Because and I'll get to the comment here, DK. I don't mind his age too much because he doesn't rely on athleticism and speed too much. Nice. So I want to ask you, Taryn, right? Mm-hmm. Based on the benchmark, and I mentioned this in the core part yesterday, like the players in the midfield right now are leaving for top dollar. I'm talking about the midfield now, position-wise, right? And we were linked to several CMs and DMs. We were linked to Alex Scott. We were linked to Tonali. We were linked to Boadi. So we had several options on the table that we can go for. However, Berta chose to go for Bruno Guimarães. I mean, it could be just, to feel the water, like T said, but he might go for another option. But compared to his age, 29, right? Or 28, whatever. Do you think the quality will stay the same, or do you think there will be some sort of dip going forward, like the next couple seasons, or the next season, or the next two seasons? So, or should we go for somebody who has a higher ceiling and probably will flourish under Arteta? And would he fit Arteta's tactics as a player, in your opinion?
No, we're in a position to do something special over the next 2 to 3 years. We're in prime position, right? Because if you're asking me right now, who are favorites to win the Premier League next year, even if we don't sign Bruno G, I'm picking us, right? But like T said, Arteta is looking at the Champions League and is looking that he can immortalize himself at Arsenal if he wins that. So we have a great opportunity here if we get the transfer window right over the next 2-3 years to dominate. And when you have a short window, you go for win now players, especially when you are at the top. So I can understand when you're building something, that's when because we've done that. We've gone for the young guys, and like Chelsea, they were building something, trying to build, signing young guys. We haven't been here for time in this position where we're at the top of the mountain, and we have top players wanting to come to us, and we must take advantage of that. And if essentially Berta and Arteta, the entire Arsenal hierarchy is like, we're in a good position right now. Let's take advantage of it. Right? Let's not waste this opportunity at the top. Strengthen from a position of strength and run it back. So if there was a young guy like Boadi, I'm all for it, but I would take him at Arsenal in addition to this guy, not over this guy. This guy is proven.
But Boadi will cost you almost similar amount. Do you think Arsenal will pay 70 and 70 for Bruno as well? So that's 140.
If we let players go, if we sell the right amount of players, I can see us doing that. If we sell Odegaard and sell this guy and sell that guy, then we would need 2 midfielders.
So you're thinking that for the players that we've been linked to, like Alex Scott and all of these players, they don't live up to the potential of Bruno G? I mean, is Bruno G the right choice?
I haven't been sold to Alex Scott. I need another year. The same thing I said for Morgan Rogers. Like last year, that could have been a flash in the pan because we've seen guys have flash in the pan seasons. This year, he backed it up and he had another good season. So now you're proven. This guy's been tearing it up in the Premier League, for 2-3 seasons now. So I think that's the traditional route that you take. You go to a smaller or mid-table club who is doing well, you prove yourself, and then you move to the big club. This is what Alex Ferguson did for years. Who would let guys prove themselves, and then he'd go take them and strengthen his team after winning the league over and over and over, and kept winning the league over and over and over.
Fair enough. T, in your opinion, how will the lineup look like? And I'm gonna put a context for you as well. Let's say we sign Rodgers, who is deemed to be Arsenal's top target as well, and so we sign Rodgers, we sign Bruno G, and I don't know. Let's call it that. That's the summer for Arsenal. Let's conclude that this is our summer. How does the lineup look like, especially in the midfield for you? That the strongest 11 will look like for Arsenal.
It depends. I think it will be heavy rotation with Lewis Skelly and with Bruno Guimarães. I don't think Arteta. I think Zubimendi will be a bench player next season, bro. If I'm completely honest, because it's not logical to bench either Rice or Bruno Guimarães for Zubimendi at this moment in time. I think Zubimendi needs some making up to do. Because the latter half of last season was, in my opinion, very tragic, because this guy started off as one of the signings of the seasons and then ended off his season with losing his position to Miles Lewis Skelly because he was underperforming, because he was making mistakes, holding on to the ball for way too long, not doing the line-breaking passes that we know him for. I do believe that Zubimendi has some making up to do. And for me, he's lost his position to Rice, because Rice is obviously the main guy. So he, for me, will play the 6. It will be a heavy rotation on the 8 with Lewis Skelly and with Bruno Guimarães. But I think for the experience, I think Arteta will play Bruno more. You know what I'm saying? And it also depends on the game that we're playing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it will be Bruno every game. And sometimes he will prefer Miles Lewis Skelly. And the 10, I hope, will be Rodgers. I don't want Rodgers for the left wing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I don't believe
for Rodgers over Eze. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you need to play both and see who is responding better to your demands at the end of the day. Because Eze did have a very inconsistent season last season. If we're completely honest, yes, he did have brilliant moments, scored some bangers, and saved us in some games, like the Crystal Palace game, for example. You know what I'm saying? But he was very inconsistent, and I do believe that Rodgers will bring you more consistency overall. So maybe Rodgers will start over Eze when Arteta sees, hey, this guy brings me more consistency, this guy brings me more results in more games than Eze does. You know what I'm saying? But in Arteta's mind, I can see him play Eze 10 and then Rodgers left wing. You know what I'm saying? If these are the only 2 signings that we make, like you said, Bruno Guimarães and Morgan Rodgers, I'm telling you, Morgan Rodgers will play left wing. You know what I'm saying? So that will be the scenario, and it's wild because Sammy, you were there when Ashraf pulled up the stats when it comes to Eze playing left wing and Rodgers playing left wing. Taran, I don't know if you know, but Eze is more left-leaning than Rodgers is overall. You know what I'm saying?
According to his heat map.
Yeah, he's been way more on the left side than Rodgers has been.
For us, and
completes more dribbles.
What heat map did we use? The one at Palace or when you played for
Palace?
Palace, yes, Palace. Because we were basically comparing which player would you buy for the left wing if you had the chance, and then we compared the final Crystal Palace season of Eze with Rodgers this season, and you can see Rodgers just floating around the pitch way more. He's on the right sometimes, on the middle, you know what I'm saying, deep in midfield, asking for creating plays. And Eze is way more on the left side. So it's crazy for me that we see Rodgers as the main left wing target, while Eze is more of a left-leaning player. He just doesn't have the pace and the agility and the explosiveness that we want from our left wing. So what makes Rodgers the better player is my question then for Berta and Arteta. You know what I'm saying? And I'm specifically talking about the left side, by the way. I just need to know what goes on in their mind when they think that Rodgers is the better left winger when Eze has been playing left side way more than him. You know what I'm saying? That's my biggest question.
The Palace can be a little deceiving because the way of Palace play, they essentially played with 2 10s behind Mateta and a back 3, right? And
yes.
Kamada and Warren and them, man. So Eze was always gonna is natural for modern day right-footed players. So he was kind of like a left 10, and Sarr was the other one, right? And you see Oliver Glasner replaced that same system when he brought in Yermi Pino and played Sarr and Yermi Pino the exact same way. So we didn't get the Crystal Palace Eze at Arsenal. I'm saying look out for a sophomore explosion from Eze. Like the more I think about it, and I look at our team, and we won the league with 4 new players. That's half your. If you count Madueke, it's 5. Nkapie, Zubimendi, Eze, Gyökeres, and Noni Madueke. That's 5 outbeat players who've never played in our team. So these guys were essentially trying to work it out as we went along with title winning expectations. They have worked it out. So I think the second year you will see an improvement in those players, especially when we have better left wing play, regardless of who is there, whether it's Eze or a Morgan Rogers. You know what I mean? And Eze looked different in this Crystal Palace system. It looks so explosive because he wasn't defending a whole lot when he was on the left wing. In our system, if you're playing left wing, you're required to go up and down the line.
And that's the thing, Taryn. I mean, we somebody asked us a question yesterday. I don't remember who was it to you. Just remind me later. They said, is it okay for you to conclude the summer with 1 transfer, which is Vini Jr., for example? And we all said yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was,
right.
I was watching Curtis Shaw yesterday, and someone asked him that.
Yeah. So you said that, right? Yeah. So basically in the Curtis Shaw, big up to Curtis, that they asked him, is it okay for you to sign only Vini Jr. and conclude the summer? And we answered yes, because that is our dire need, is the left wing, right? This is where
not only yes, yes. You know what I'm saying,
yes.
bro?
So doubling down,
big yes. Capital
so
letters.
Down. So why am I mentioning this? Because now we are spending on Bruno G 80, 70 million, whatever, and then we're gonna spend another 80 or 90 or whatever we're gonna spend to get Rodgers, and we haven't yet addressed our main concern, which is the left wing. And that is my reservation with the Bruno G, by the way, because I think Bruno G is a good player. I genuinely think he's a good player. Yet, I think we have a lot of midfielders in our team, and he is more defensive than offensive. Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment of the player, that he is more defensive-minded than offensive? He is a balanced player between the two, but I see him more defensive.
He's balanced. You remember Ramirez at Chelsea? I think it's a little bit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's dead in the middle and can go forward, but also defends very well. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. With Arteta, bro, I think he's gonna be more defensive than offensive. That's just my opinion.
He's very balanced, bro. Because if we're playing a midfield of Eze, Skelly, and Bruno G, he can sit in the 6. If we're playing a midfield of Eze, Bruno G, and Rice, he can play the 8. Either one of those midfields with, I'm commenting. If I believe if Arteta has that type of flexibility with quality, we may see some different football. You know what I mean? Because that midfield is very robust, especially with the best defense in the Premier League behind them. It's very balanced.
And don't forget, Sammy, because remember when Rice played 8, he was bombing forward and he was like in and around the 16-yard area. You know what I'm saying? If Bruno G plays 8, he will play like that, bro. He's not going to sit back and chill. You know what I'm saying? That will be Rice at that point. You know?
That's what I'm saying. I consider him to be balanced. Yet, again, we're not addressing our issues, which is lack of goals, right? The lack of GAs, the lack of end product, the lack of this is my issue, right?
You know what it is, Sammy? I interrupted you, my bad.
He could get you like 7-8 goals in the season in the Premier League. I mean, fair enough. I'm not asking more from a midfielder, especially an 8. But that's not what I need. That's not what I need, bro. I scored only 70 goals the whole Premier League.
We only need 10 more.
That's my
we score 80 goals next year, we win the league. With this defense. Because we're not going to let in more than 30. Because we didn't even let in more than 30 this year.
Yeah.
Even in our shaky moments, we let in 27. You know what I mean? So, and again, 5 new players, Sammy. 5 brand new debutants won us the Premier League. I think that's going under the radar.
Yeah.
What's that? No,
you were saying.
No, go ahead.
No, the left wing thing is very important. I completely agree. But I also believe one of our most important needs is quality depth for Declan Rice. He cannot play another 60 games. Quality rotation for him is just as important as our left wing, in my opinion. because he will break down. I shat my pants last year when he was injured in that Villa game. Like last year, we played 63 games. The only time I predicted a loss last year is Villa at home because Declan Rice was injured. We won the game 4-1, but I didn't think we would win that, and I didn't even get to watch that game. But people told me that they were moving to us until Onana got injured. Then we grew into the game. You know what I mean? So we have to protect that boy.
I think it can settle down with Skelly and Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi, this is his first season, like you said. I mean, he's settling down to the Premier League. He's still young. He can still learn, and improve his game. Skelly as well. He's young and he can improve his game. So eventually, they're not. I'm not saying they are in the levels of Rice, but in terms of rotation, the midfield specifically, we do have a couple of options. Where we are dead in the water is the left wing, and for me, even Madueke is shit, bro. He's I mean, the levels are not as I want or as I expect from my attack. And Gyökeres, okay, he scored 14 goals, fair enough for his first season. I hope he improves, but and Havertz as well. So I'm not rating our attack highly as much as I rate, for instance, Rice, or as much as I rate Gabriel and Saliba. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When you go that side of the pitch, which is the defense. You instantly think, oh, they are superstars that you have. You have Saliba, you have Gabriel, but you go forward, you're shy to mention names. I have Madueke. It's
yes, and you're right. You're right, but the problem is, Sammy, and what I wanted to say is, I think what Arteta and Berta are doing is making right what they did wrong last season, which is buying Norgard and thinking that Zubimendi would be a clear and cut starter for this team. You know what I'm saying? I think they realized that they messed up, especially with the Norgard signing, because they said, 13 million, sensible signing, blah, blah, blah. And he ended up playing like 45 minutes in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally the most useless signing when it comes to the Premier League specifically. And Rice, when he got injured, like I said before, there's a clear fall off, whether it's Zubimendi, whether it's Bruno, whether it's Norgard. It is the clearest fall off ever. And Taron, you said you were shitting your pants last season when he went down, bro. I'm shitting my pants right now because now for England he has an ankle brace on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And limping. So I'm like, fuck, this guy is literally getting roughed up right now and still playing football after playing those 60 games last season. You know what I'm saying? So now we need to be smart about what we do. And yes, I understand when you say we need to attack more, and I agree. I would personally buy these 2 midfielders, but I would also buy like 2, maybe 3 attackers. You know what I'm saying? But I am afraid that this board is going to conclude it with 1 attacking signing and 2 midfielders. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what I want personally. But when I look at the overall picture, I do believe that we need to manage Rice a lot better, specifically. And that's why a signing like Bruno Guimarães could be very smart also on that end. You know what I'm saying? And also Ødegaard is potentially leaving, so you need to replace him with someone else. So that's where Rogers comes in. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I understand when you say we need attackers, but this midfield is also changing, and we also need to manage that as well. So I understand why they are looking for midfielders as well. But yeah, I would personally still buy more attackers at the end, but we'll see. I hope it's just not Solis and Khalas, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's only Solis, I will genuinely lose my shit, I believe.
I'm not going to talk about Solis, but before we move on, so I want to address another comment here. The problem with paying 80 million is other teams will try also to milk the team of more money on future targets, like Munga, for instance, where we offer 10 million, and now they're asking for more, probably 20 or something. But the question is for you, for the panel here. Guys, if Newcastle insist that the only way that Arsenal will sign Bruno G is to pay the release clause, would you sign him? Which is £100 million.
Yep. You're damn right. Yep. Sign him. But what I want Arsenal to do right now is go slap the money down right now on Bruno G and let them fleece Tottenham for Tonali. Get our business done first and put the pressure on, on them, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The thing is, like, Arsenal Football Club have made a lot of money over the past 3 seasons, just for our league finishes and our Champions League run. You know, so much money that they are. When a businessman decides they want to do an expansion, there's one reason why they want to expand the stadium, because they see the trajectory of what Arsenal is doing. They see the money coming in, and they say we can get more. You know, so the $100 million that they're gonna spend on Bruno G, they're gonna make that back in less than 2 years. So yeah, pay it. How much are back-to-back Premier League titles worth? 100 million? How much is the Champions League worth? They saw what the shit meant to us.
Terrence, this comment is addressed to you. Did you bring this? I have no idea. Could you clarify, Wahaha, on what kind of receipts you're talking about? So T, would you buy him for 100 million?
You know, I love the player, and in normal circumstances, I would say yes. But if it hinders the Rodgers signing of someone else's signing, I don't know. Then I would start thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine this board having like 70, 75 million in mind when it comes to Bruno, and now you suddenly pay 100, so you lose that extra 25 million on top. Yes, 25 million normally should not matter that much, but in this case it can. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's one less attacker. Maybe it's a downgrade on an attacker. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, they say, now Aston Villa want 100 for Rodgers because now you bought Bruno for 100. And Rodgers is worth more, so pay more. You know what I'm saying? So we end up buying him for Elliot Anderson money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. A lot of these things can happen when you buy a 28-year-old with 2 years left on his contract for 100 million. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. I would think about it. It all depends on the other signings. Yeah. No, okay. You know what? I would say no. I wouldn't. We need numbers.
That's a fair shot. But here's the thing: when it comes to the money, right? Remember when Skelly broke onto the scene, and mostly the top Gooners were saying this, and this was one of the things that I actually agreed with them with was, he just saved the club 50 million, 60 million, because now we don't have to go get another left back or another left-sided centimeter or another 8 because Skelly was doing bits. Or, oh man, look at Ethan. How much did he save the club? Now we got Max. So when we talk about Madueke, we can just cast back. We can treat Madueke next year like we did Norgard this year in the Premier League, because we have Saka, we have Max, we have Ethan who can play there. So they're not in Madueke. Our right side, we don't even need to look there. You know what I mean? We got 3 left-footed players that can play there who have played or proven that they belong at this level. So Nani, off to the side. That was 50 million wasted. But we got other players in the team where we can say that these guys actually saved the club in excess of this much. So if they're looking at it from that standpoint, yes, I understand the age profile, but how much would we sell Gabriel for right now?
Jesus?
Yeah, but that's different.
No, Gabriel Magalhaes.
Yeah, but Gabriel is different though.
But no, I'm saying I only said that, T, because of his age. Profile.
Yeah, I hear you. But the profile of Gabriel and the volume of central defenders is less than the midfield, and in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? So Gabriel would go for good money. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, outside of Vitinha, ain't too many other CMs gonna command 100 plus. Like, I don't know what's going on with Man City and this $113 million craziness. But you know, if we can get our business done early, because essentially they are fucking up the market right in front of Man City. They're doing it at Chelsea.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I mean, Nottingham are going to get 100 plus, and then we signed Rice for 100 plus. Enzo was 100 plus. Caicedo was 100 plus. So they were going to say, hey, you know what? This is the benchmark. A good midfielder will cost you 100 plus. As simple as that, you know. This is where my concerns are coming from, because 29 years old, bro. It's he's not young and he's not that old either. But I am concerned about the dip in form. Genuinely, I am, because you cannot rectify from that mistake if it happens. Because if you sign it for 100 million, and let's say he has a very good season, and then the next season he dips massively, then you're not going to recoup that money. Not even half.
Hey, can I say one thing in between? Can I just say one thing in between? If this was Edu, I would believe that this could have been a possibility, yeah? But I don't believe that Berta is stupid enough to do this. I think he will, because you know how he is. Well, what he will do is he will get like 5 players next to each other, and then if Newcastle overprice us like Sesko did, for example, we will just walk away. Berta is just that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He would just go to the next.
He does do that. Yeah, he does work on multiple targets simultaneously just to see which one is feasible for the club and also
genuinely,
as a profile.
If Bruno wants to leave, because you did say that they had quote unquote this gentleman's agreement that he can go for X amount of money if they don't qualify for the Champions League. Well, they didn't qualify for the Champions League, and you can get money for, I know, one of your better players, but he is still 28 years old. Maybe they will consider this and say, you know what, khalas, we will sell him because we don't earn the money right now. You know what I'm saying? And also, maybe this is not a conversation for now and for later, but I have a feeling that this Saudi owner is eventually going to sell Newcastle, bro. I think he sees how it's going on right now, and he sees that it's going very bad, and it's not as easy as what Manchester City did when the Abu Dhabi guys bought them. You know what I'm saying? Because now you have the rules, you have PSR and all those stuff. So they cannot create a dynasty like they thought they would. You know what I'm saying? And now all their players are leaving as well. So maybe we can see the Saudis selling Newcastle eventually, bro. Sammy, you did not do a good job, my friend. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think they did a good job compared to where they were. So they qualified to the Champions League one season, yes, and then the season after they dipped. But it requires a lot of investment, and I'm not sure if it's in the top priority of the PIF, which is the Public Investment Fund of Saudi, that they want to do that with Newcastle right now, because it's going to be a very long-term project.
Yeah, they're focused on games and esports. Football is last. You know what I'm saying?
There's no priority with PIF. When you have that much money, everything can be a priority concurrently. You can do all at once with PIF. There is unlimited money. You know what I mean? It's the PSR. They're essentially being told to climb a tree with one hand tied behind their back when Man City had a 16-year head start on them. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a shit deal. I get it. But
not only that, I mean, there was no PSR FFP at that time. So if you remember when they just when they bought like Robinho, I remember, and they started buying all these players. All of a sudden, they start shitting money. I mean, from where did you get as Manchester City at that time with 0 fans, 0 income? I don't know how the hell you managed to get all that money. Saudi could do the same, but I mean, they're gonna have to cross.
But now it's way harder. It's like one of those movies where you see a very old school movie and you see a guy just robbing this corner store. You know what I'm saying? Bro, if you do that right now, you have like 5 alarms, a barricade and everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a different time, bro. It's a different time.
It is a different time.
Since I got both you men here, right? And I know you men have been a big fan of Yildiz. And I said I was going to watch him this tournament with a microscope to see how he's going to perform. And he
that was a doc, not me.
Failed to deceive me. He failed to impress. Well, how do you man think he's performing?
The whole national team failed to impress Terran. If we were being honest, Turkey was considered to be one of probably, I mean, on paper before the World Cup started, I thought they're going to be first and they're going to top the group. Honestly speaking,
yes.
And they failed to deliver.
But you can play well in a bad team. I was waiting. You can see.
No, it's different.
Showcase themselves amongst.
Taron, it's different. It's different.
He was poor as well.
It's a whole different situation going on. It's not about Yildiz and the players around him. It's more a bigger picture type situation. The manager is just not good enough. There is no proper coaching and no proper management. The Football Federation is very, very lackluster and thinks more about their image instead of Turkish football's quality overall. There are much better players, Turkish players in Germany, France, and all those countries, for example. And they decide to go for the Saudi Arabia, Turkish league type players. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? They're just selecting players for the vibes. Why do you have to bring my
country, bro?
No, I'm talking about Demiral specifically. That's why I mentioned Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is this team is full of vibes and not quality. There are much better players and they did not select them and selected the old guys that they like and they're friends with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not putting any blame on Yildiz and Güler. I felt like them two specifically were set up for failure because this management and the players that they brought is just It's like they went on holiday to America instead of going to a tournament. You know what I'm saying? That's how it felt. So I cannot blame Yildiz at all in this case.
Well, so we're gonna move on from Bruno G. Before we do, guys, make sure to hit the like, make sure to subscribe. Also, make sure to go and subscribe to Terran and BBK Sports and also TKA. Both channels are in the description. Go show them some love and support. Some players are linked to leave now Arsenal, and you know what? When I read that piece of news, honestly, I was like, damn, I forgot this player even exists in Arsenal Football Club. And this is genuinely, guys, which is Fabio Vieira, man. I forgot this player even existed in Arsenal Football Club. I thought we sold him or anything. But anyway, Nottingham Forest have entered the race to sign Fabio, submitting a reported 28 million euro bid for the Arsenal midfielder. I mean, I think they're going to want to replace Elliot Anderson and you know, bolster their midfield as well. What do you think of this, guys?
Thought this guy was going to turn into another Joel Campbell, turn into a lone hoe. Where 4 or 5 years later, we're like, damn, this guy's still an Arsenal player. You know?
That's what I'm saying. I forgot that he's an Arsenal player, man. And I have another player for you, by the way, that I forgot that he's an Arsenal player. But anyways, let's talk about Fabio Vieira.
This is another Edu fuck up, wasn't it?
Yes.
Remember what we paid for him? Remember what
35
we paid for him,
million.
guys? Yeah,
35 million. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. Like what I said was, right, this is my point or my stance. Anyone not named Ethan, if you were already on loan this season, stay there. It's the only one we should bring back. Everybody else, either stay or find yourself, rip up your contract, whatever. So him, Reese, is there anyone else that I'm missing? Any other loan player that was out, just stay there because there's
Lokonga, but Lokonga already went, I believe.
Lokonga, yeah. Because there's no minutes at Arsenal for you, Fabio. So yeah, man, this was bad. You know how T talked about we're trying to right the wrongs of the Norgard signing. This was a wrong signing, a bad signing. Other than the goal against Brentford, I can't remember this brother doing anything for Arsenal in 3 years at all.
Nope.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Sammy, Saad rated him. He had stocks in this guy, bro. Wallah, bro. No, but yeah, this guy, Khalas, bro. Yeah. Saad has different taste, guys. Different taste. But no, but Vieira, it's even a shame to call this guy Vieira. I call this guy Fabio instead. You know what I'm saying? This guy's Fabio. This guy's not Fabio Vieira, bro. Because you cannot play at Arsenal and have that last name and be that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? For me, this guy, 28 million is more than I thought we would get for him. Because normally we sell these players who flop at Arsenal for like 2 million, 3 million, up towards 10 million. So the fact that this guy
that actually captured my eyes, T. 28 million. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, we did.
But don't forget, he did have a decent season at Hamburg. But Hamburg is 5 levels lower, maybe 6 levels lower than Arsenal. So it's understandable that for a lower club with no expectations outside of not relegating, you know what I'm saying, you play well because he did train with Arsenal players. He is a little bit better than the overall Hamburg player. So yes, he did have a good season for them. But I think it's just one of those things where he played for a shit team and now people suddenly have this idea of, oh, maybe he's not a shit player. You know what I'm saying? And Nottingham are going to realize that this guy, just like Douglas Luiz, is going to end up at their bench and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about this signing. But yeah, 28 million, don't mind if I do, bro. That's more than I thought I would get for him. So yeah, I would say yes.
That's essentially what you do with your French players, right? You send them on loan, hope they perform well, raise their evaluation a bit, and move them on. So
yes, big up Vieira, bro.
Yeah.
Well, big up to Berta if he gets if Berta gets 28 million out of Vieira, man. I mean, that is remarkable in my opinion. Another player, Tern also mentioned him, Reese Nelson. He could be leaving to West Ham, bro. So. Because they're gonna probably lose Somerville, they're probably gonna lose also Gerard Bowen. So I think the wingers they don't have many wingers left. So and who would they sign that would accept to play in the championship now, except Reece Nelson. So you think this is a sensible signing for them?
I guess.
I guess.
I guess it's a sensible sign if they're gonna, because they're gonna get railroaded for all their players. But yeah, Reece is just, I had high hopes for Reece, but Reece just never kicked on. Reece is one of them guys that will, preseason he performs well. He's good with his movement. He's crisp. He has a great preseason. Then the season comes and he's just not it. So you remember when the same West Ham club, remember when they had signed Lingard on loan one time, and Lingard was tearing it up for West Ham and went back to United and was shit. This is kind of like, maybe he'll find his level at West Ham, because they may come back up in a year or two. So maybe that's his level. But yeah, there is no place for him at Arsenal. If you were on loan last year, it's proof. We won the league without you. Just bring back Ethan and move on everyone else.
So T, I mean, you remember the hype that was surrounding Nelson when he came into the scene? There was a big hype around him, and yes. So what do you think happened, and what do you think went wrong in terms of his development, in terms of his play style? What really happened that we effed up? Is it the manager? Is it the club? Is it the player himself? What are your thoughts about this? I mean, at the end, he's a hell-end product.
Yes, but we cannot blame specifically Arteta for this, because this guy had multiple managers. This guy had multiple chances to break through in this team. This guy had multiple chances to seize the opportunity, because we did have some winger issues in the last years, especially because of the fall off of some of the other players and us needing a backup for Saka, for example. And, before we bought Trossard, for example. So it's been one of them situations where this guy was even regarded higher than some of the players that ended up being better than him from Haaland. You know what I'm saying? But he just never delivered. I think he just peaked at a very young age and just didn't improve from that point. So if I blame Arteta for this, I cannot, because this guy is a grown-ass man right now. This guy was very young when he came through, and just never improved under any manager that he played for. So it's a shame. But yes, he is one of the guys that need to move on, because this guy's on 100K a week, guys, if you don't know. So this guy needs to leave. Wallah, bro. It's a shame, but I don't care personally. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He had many chances. He had many chances. He just never took it.
Good evening to you as well, Tom Lee. Taryn, in your opinion, barring Reece Nelson and Fabio Vieira that we just mentioned, who else we need to get rid of, in your opinion, from the squad?
I would get rid of Kepa. I would get rid of Kepa. I will sell Martinelli and Trossard.
Before I continue, I want also the chat to join us. If you guys, who do you think Arsenal should get rid of, in your opinion? Do you think it's a deadwood? Carry on. So Kepa.
So I would get rid of. I will sell both our left wingers. I would sell Jesus. I would loan Madueke. I would sell Kepa. I would sell Odegaard, and I would actually keep Ben White. I have a lot of people who disagree with that, but I'd actually keep Ben White and fucking rehab and play him properly. But yeah, those 5 are the ones that I would get rid of.
Okay. What about Mikel Merino?
I'd keep him. I think you need a player like that in your team.
Okay, Norgard.
A utility player that actually has quality. He's like a better version of El Neni, right? When he's not playing, he's not going to cause a stink. He will actually sit up and come in and do a job when he needs. But you can only have one. You can't have 2 or 3 of those guys. You can only have one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And did you mention Norgard? Did you mention Norgard?
Yeah. I consider him gone, bro. He barely played. I don't even get something like that. Were you even an Arsenal player, bro? You know what I mean? He barely played. If no one wants him, let's loan him back to Brentford or something. You know what I mean?
Bro, and the worst part about this signing is, at the beginning when he just signed, they did a whole short movie about him and his family and his dream playing for Arsenal, just to end up playing 45 minutes in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying, bro? Crazy, bro, crazy. The way they hyped up this signing, bro, it's oh, very sensible. He's the captain of Brentford. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile,
I thought he was gonna have more minutes, T.
Bro,
I thought he was gonna have more minutes.
The funniest thing, Sammy, and I'll never forget this. Yeah, but we didn't even think he was good enough to start against Brentford, his former team that he was captaining for. You know what I'm saying? He was that bad, according to Arteta. I never saw him being that bad. I was like, bro, he's pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? Very clean on the ball. So I didn't really see him being that bad. So I never understood why Arteta did not play him. But he needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Tyrone is right. For me, he's as good as gone because we haven't seen him in the Prem at all last season, and I don't see them keeping him. And you know what I'm saying? They just want to fill up this midfield with other players. So
Well,
for me,
Brentford sold him and got better.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. But who I want to sell?
Did us dirty. Yeah, go ahead. Give us your list, T.
I would keep the defense the same, like I said before. I would sell Kepa. I would sell Ødegaard. I would sell Ødegaard. Wait, let me pull up the team just to refresh my mind real quick. One second. One second. I have it here. Okay, I would sell Kepa. Sell Kepa. Sell Norgard. Sell Ødegaard. Sell Martinelli. Sell Trossard. Sell Noni. Sell Havertz. Sell Jesus.
I think Noni will be very difficult to sell. That's why I said low Noni. I don't think anyone will.
And also Havertz. Who's gonna buy him? Unless Bayern comes in and buy him.
Bro, they hype him up so much. Somebody would want him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hypes Havertz for some reason. I never understood that, bro.
Well, according to Silver Jones, here's his list: Jesus, Kepa, Norgard, Trossard, Ben White, Nelson, Fabio.
I'm not mad at
Fabio as well.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat with Tyrone. I wouldn't sell Benny Blanco.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell me that there is a right back out there that is better than him right now when fit. Nobody.
Oh, look at this, man. I would sell Gyökeres over Havertz any day. This guy, man. Wow. That's the maddest thing I heard.
Gyökeres is at the club. DK, the only reason why Gyökeres is at the club is because Havertz wasn't that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Why were we screaming for a striker when Havertz was our main striker, guys? Did we forget? That's not because of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly because of this guy.
Part of it, by the way, was Jesus because he was never fit.
Yes, but Havertz never got injured. Before the hamstring injury, he never got injured. He played consistently and was shit consistently. Yes, he had the odd game here and there where he showed up, like against Chelsea, for example. But that's, bro. Listen, Gyökeres was our striker this season. He has the most goals under Arteta for a single player, and we won the league. You know what I'm saying? That's not a coincidence.
So why didn't he start in the Champions League final?
Arteta
Arteta attacks, bro. What you want me to say? He went back to his old ways. He started Ødegaard and Havertz. What do you want me to say? That's his two sons, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's his two sons. He loves them more than he loves anyone in this world. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's that's why Havertz. That's why I was shocked when I saw the Ødegaard news that he was potentially going to leave. I was like, what? How can Arteta do that, bro? He loves the guy.
Yeah, you know DK, he also started Ødegaard in the Champions League final. So who he started in the Champions League final is a moot point. Only the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he scored a decent goal. I'm not gonna lie. He scored a decent goal.
It was a great goal.
Listen, the way Gyökeres actually helped this team win this league, I did not see Havertz do that in the last few seasons. So I would get rid of Havertz any day before I would get rid of Gyökeres. Imagine you have a rotation with Gyökeres and Julian Alvarez. Now you have two different types of profiles. You want the out-and-out goal scorer, you play Gyökeres.
Hold that thought. We're gonna dive deep into that. Big up Ashraf, man. Big up to you, brother. Have we got rid of the bum Madueke? Ah, man, I wish. But he hates Madueke. He hates Madueke. You know? And we had an argument with one of our friends, Taran. Just to give you context here. Ashraf was saying we were even better not signing anybody rather than signing Madueke because we thought that Ethan would have done better. Like it's going to take minutes from Ethan, and Ethan would have, played in that role specifically, even if Saka was injured. But the other guy was saying no. I mean, how come signing nobody is better than signing somebody, which is mad in my opinion.
Yeah,
but we loaned out Ethan though, so we technically signed nobody.
But this argument was in the summer, right, before we loaned him out.
Yeah, okay.
None of you is subtraction by addition. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? He's subtraction by addition because he essentially took minutes from Ethan that forced him to go on a loan, which was a disaster anyway.
So you're saying he's a negative player, literally.
I mean, yeah, he is a net negative. If we want to be completely honest, he is a net negative, bro. Yes. The amount of times he runs out the pitch, bro, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We need to put a picture of Ruby Rose in goal so he goes towards the goal instead of going past the byline, bro. You know what I'm saying? This guy.
DK is saying here, don't rate either, but Gyökeres is not Arsenal level for me, especially versus deep blocks.
Yeah, but so is Havertz. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Havertz, if you swap Alvarez with Gyökeres and you have a front line of Havertz and Alvarez, you have two types of players who are similar in style when it comes to dropping deep, creating plays, and not being in the 16-yard box. You know what I'm saying? If you have someone like Gyökeres, who's a whole different profile, now you have variety and you can pick what type of striker you want. You play against someone like Leeds United, who are lower and, you know what I'm saying, do try to play football, especially at their ground. You will play Gyökeres and he will score goals for you. Do you play against low blocks at your ground? You play Alvarez, because now you have the guy that's better on the ball who can create openings. You know what I'm saying? But if you buy Havertz and Alvarez, when do you play Havertz? When do you play Alvarez? You know what I'm saying?
Question: if we somehow won the Champions League and it was Havertz's goal that won you the league, would you change your mind? Won you the Champions League, I mean.
Bro, listen, I'm not that type of guy that sees you shit the bed the whole season and then you score one goal and then change my whole mind about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate
he brought you the Champions League, bro.
I appreciate him for that, and I will thank him for it, but I would not suddenly think this guy's this world-class player, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I would not. It's like me scoring in the Champions League final. Am I a world-class player now, Sammy?
Sammy. He won the Champions League for Chelsea and they couldn't wait to get rid of that motherfucker.
That is true. That is true, actually. Yes, BBK, he's the definition of that phrase, subtraction by addition. Yeah, man, it's bad. But Gyökeres was not good for the most of the season. Here's my stance.
And he still has more goals than Havertz. So where are we going?
Fair enough. But honestly, I was a little bit underwhelmed with his performance compared to the expectation, let's say. When we signed him, I thought, you know what? This is our 20-goal striker.
And he got 21 goals. So what's the deal?
In the league. In the league. Right? Because this is where I start rating the attackers in the Premier League. Like the Aubameyang when we had him, like Van Persie.
Yeah, okay, but Abba is different, right? Bro. Abba is a different level. That guy could have played left wing as well. You know what I'm saying? You cannot compare Abba with Gyökeres.
I'm not comparing profiles. I'm not comparing attributes or anything like that. I'm just saying as a striker, however you want to see that striker, for me, 20 plus goals in the league is the benchmark for me personally.
Okay, I agree. I agree. He was a little bit underwhelming, but
yes,
compared if we look at the context on why that was the case, why that was the case. The system did just not suit him, and we did not play into his strengths at the beginning. And later we did, and we got a better Gyökeres.
I genuinely believe that, T. I genuinely believe that until I saw more and more chances that he's missing. I'm like, you know what? You don't miss that chance.
Okay.
I understand the system couldn't serve you well, or it couldn't, get the best out of you. That's fine at certain points. But when he got the chances, he really missed a couple of good chances by himself. So
yes, but that's Havertz in a nutshell, though. So where are we going with this? You know what I'm saying? I still believe that if we keep Gyökeres over Havertz, that is the better way to go about this. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's a little bit of underwhelming, but that still makes him better than Havertz, bro. Havertz is shit.
I never said Havertz is better, bro.
No, okay, fair enough, but you know what I'm saying? This was a Havertz versus Gyökeres. Yeah, but this was a Havertz versus Gyökeres competition.
I don't, bro. What is this? Your benchmark is Havertz?
No, my benchmark is what we have, bro. Why would I sell the better striker and keep the shitter striker, bro? Why would I do that?
I never said I want to sell Gyökeres, bro. I never said that.
Okay, but no, okay, Sammy, you have Gyökeres in an Atletico Madrid jersey on your thumbnail. Okay, you want to speak about this? You want to speak about the swap? I wouldn't do the swap. I would not do it.
This is what we're gonna discuss right now. Okay, this is what we're gonna discuss right now. Right now. Okay. T.
Yes.
And Terran. Both T's. There was some rumors that Atletico Madrid are interested on Gyökeres, right? And at the same time, Alvarez wants to leave the club. And there could be a mutual gain here from the news that probably this is some outlet came out of nowhere. So no solid sources that actually reported this, but let's entertain it anyways. If this is the case, that it is possible to get Alvarez by swap deal and we pay 50 to 60 million extra on top of it, would you take that deal?
Go on, T.
No, I want to hear you first. You go ahead, bro. You go first.
Okay, let's assume this is true. Let's assume that this is 100% concrete link. I don't know, right? Because if we get Alvarez,
you're stuttering. You're stuttering. What's going on?
If we get Alvarez, right, and then our strike force is Alvarez, Havertz, Mikel Merino as a emergency striker. Essentially, we have the link-up guys. I think Gyökeres is the only profiler striker that we have that's not a link-up guy. Just play me through and I'll bang it. You know what I mean? So I think you need that, especially in the Champions League. I think you need that. So I'm not sure. I would be more inclined to throw another player in the deal that they might want, not Gyökeres, because he's the only guy that depends on service that you want to lead the line. That's gonna hold off defenders and play me through, and I'll score goals. I think Jesus and Gyökeres. I think Jesus, Havertz, and Merino gives you a lot of the same. Gyökeres gives you something different. You know what I mean? So there will be teams that we're up against that will give Gyökeres problems, and then you will bring on Alvarez. There are times where teams will mark Alvarez out the game, and you have to bring on Gyökeres, who was, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'd have to think about this one, but I'd lean towards no.
You're leaning
towards essentially no. Just I'm gonna go back to the point where debut season won us the league. I'm talking about Eze might have a big sophomore year playing for Arsenal. I can apply that same linear logic to Gyökeres, scoring more than 14 goals next year. Because if he scores 18 and 20 goals next year, I think that wins us the league again.
Honestly, Turn, in my opinion, I mean, it's not a must for you to have that kind of profile to win, because we've seen clubs play different play style. And this is going to the comment of Godfrey, where he said Arsenal have been playing more pragmatic football. And that is kind of why Gyökeres didn't really flourish under Arteta, especially in the beginning, which I think it holds water.
Yes, and we played bad. And then we started playing more attacking when we started Lewis Skelly in this team. Yeah. And then Gyökeres started scoring more goals. Yeah. And everybody said, bro, this is the way we want to play. Remember the game against Fulham? This is how we want to play. And if you play like that, you will get the best out of Gyökeres. It's just that simple, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But some fans, like DK here, is saying how many times he played through and he effed it up. And I don't know where is this myth that Gyökeres is clinical comes from.
Send me that compilation
by the numbers, okay? Hey, send us that clips as well, and we can give you 100 of these examples of Havertz. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, T, go on and give me your opinion. While I'm gonna pull out just one stat, which is the conversion rate. Is that a fair stat to compare?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Havertz did play less minutes, so that could play in his favor.
Per 90. per 90, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But the thing is
go
with the signing, okay, listen, it's not me not rating Alvarez. I would buy Alvarez any day of the week. You know what I'm saying? But I just look at my team and what I have available currently. I do not believe it's smart to keep someone like Havertz, who failed for years at this club, over someone like Gyökeres, who scored the most goals under Arteta in a system that is not suited for him. You know what I'm saying? This we still got an output of a guy that we did not play in his strengths to. You know what I'm saying? Well, we need to take this into consideration. If Arteta, because some fans think that Arteta suddenly wants to play attacking next season, if that's the case, it's better to keep someone like Gyökeres, bro, because someone like Gyökeres thrives under attacking football, thrives under fast-paced counters instead of holding on to the ball when we are in a counter, which is what we do right now. You know what I'm saying? Havertz dropping deep, Havertz dropping to the right side, and then crossing the ball to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you are supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when I look at the profiles of this team, like Taron said, it's too similar. If we have Alvarez, Havertz, and Jesus or whatever, Merino, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just better to have the variety depending on the opponent that you play. Because imagine we play the same every game and we have no other plan B, plan C, plan D, you know what I'm saying? We don't have those, then we're screwed. Gyökeres at least gives us that different option and a different way that we can play, you know what I'm saying? So profile-wise, I would not get rid of Gyökeres. I would much rather get rid of Havertz or Jesus before I would get rid of Gyökeres any day. You know what I'm saying? And people can nitpick and criticize Gyökeres what they want. At the end of the day, Havertz had his chance. He's been here for 3+ years, and he screwed up every year. Just because he scored against Burnley last season does not make him a legend of this club, bro. You know what I'm saying? My nan can score against Burnley, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna glaze and put a player in high heavens because he scored 1 goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm not that deluded, bro.
The thing is, DK, I want to see these compilations of Gyökeres missing these clear-cut one-on-ones that he was played through all season, because I didn't see him. What game were we creating these abundance of chances that Gyökeres was putting wide and putting over the bar?
I remember a couple of them.
Of course you're going to remember a couple.
And by the way,
Kane, just quickly, now, hold on, goddammit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course you're going to see a couple. You just seen Harry Kane, the best striker in the tournament. A ball landed to him 6 fucking yards from the goal, and he kicks it out of the stadium. You're going to see a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like, he scored 1 goal in the Champions League final. Great. He won it for Chelsea. They got rid of him. Just look at Brennan Johnson for Tottenham. He scored the biggest goal in their history, to beat United in the final. They sell him. You know what I mean? So it's this. Don't be a prisoner of the moment and think that his last goal, he scored a goal against Burnley and he scored in the Champions League final. We have an entire 3 years, like TK said, of footage of him taking out the gaff.
This is a comparison between Alvarez and Gyökeres last season. Okay, so it's per
between these two.
So per 90. Who you want to add?
No, I'm saying clearly Alvarez is the better player. Alvarez is a bad boy. You know,
there are some aspects of him. But here's the aspects where Gyökeres is better, and some aspects that Alvarez is better. Right, the shooting accuracy, for instance, Alvarez is better. Right, when it comes to goals, he scored more goals last season. Goals from inside the box, so that means the profile is different because, as you can see, the goals are from inside the box where Alvarez is lower, significantly.
Yes, Alvarez scores free kicks and stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, conversion rate now is higher for Gyökeres, right? So that means that he's more clinical than Alvarez. Now,
yeah,
when it
bro,
comes
this
to passing,
guy had 8 goals in La Liga last season, bro.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
but this is compared to the chances that he had. So he fumbled a lot of chances. This is what I'm trying to say. From the passing aspect, I mean, Alvarez clear from Gyökeres in all types of passing: long passes, short passes, crosses, everything. Take-ons as well. But Gyökeres thrives in aerial duels, for instance. So
which is crazy because he's not good at headers, but he is taller, so I understand.
No, it's duels, not scoring headers. It's just duels that he wins the aerial duels. So there are completely different profiles, right? So the question is, what we need to ask: which profile suits Arsenal? Is the Gyökeres profile or the Alvarez profile? That should be the question in hand, not.
Yes, and my answer would be you need a bit of both. You don't have to pick one. You know what I'm saying? If we don't buy Alvarez and buy Krupi instead, and sell Havertz and Jesus, I would be down for that as well. I don't see any problem with that, because now you have two different flavors that you can go for. You know what I'm saying? For me, at the end of the day, bro, it's better to be unpredictable. I do not want to be predictable and making other teams anticipate the way I'm going to play purely because of the profile of players I have in my team. You know what I'm saying? Havertz is not an out-and-out goal scorer. People are nitpicking Gyökeres, like I said, but this guy is the easy chance misser. That's his nickname, the easy chance misser. He scores some bangers here and there, scores some headers here and there, but one-on-ones and how should I say?
Who we're talking about? Sorry?
Havertz.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy is the easy chance mister, bro. Bro, remember the conversations that we used to have, Sammy, back in the day of a year or two ago, you know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the Cora pot, we said we need a goal scorer that scores the easy chances against the easy teams. You know what I'm saying? The Fulhams of the world, the West Hams of the world, you know what I'm saying? And someone like Havertz, he screws up against those type of teams. Yes, he scores against Chelsea a few goals. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool story. Amazing. His old team, he hates them. Cool. Nice. Good job. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to consistency and a whole season, he doesn't bring me that consistency. You know what I'm saying? That's why I would rather sell this Havertz and bring the similar profile in, aka Alvarez or Krupi. You know what I'm saying? Even though Krupi is way more clinical than Havertz. But now you have the different options, at least. You know what I'm saying? And you're not as predictable as someone expects you to be. You know what I'm saying? Because if you buy Bruno Guimarães, who's he going to play? Lewis Kelly or Bruno? I don't know. It depends on how he wants to play. Who's he going to play? Gyökeres or Alvarez? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It brings you that unpredictability. And if you bring on Havertz, they will think, they're going to play Havertz. Yeah, khalas, easy money. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going to be. I'm not doing the last thing I'm going to do, bro, is doing Havertz revisionism in 2026. I'm not going to do it, bro. I'm not going to do it.
I want to just drop things before we give Taryn the mic. Big up, Yusuf, to you. Big up to you, my brother. So here's a comment from Social. Say we have never won the league with false nine, right?
Factually, he's correct.
That is fair, but we haven't won the league in 22 years. So there's a lot of profiles that Arsenal have seen in the past 22 years. But the question that I want to ask you, Taryn, is when did you see Arsenal play the most effective and efficient attacking football? I would say 22, 23, 23, 24. Do you agree?
22, 23. 22, 23. I think 24, 22, 24, there was a little bit of more balance there. 22, 23 was the blistering football. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, when we had that profile, the false nine, which is Jesus was balling at that time.
Up until the World Cup, yes. Up until the World Cup.
Sure, no problem. But what I'm saying is the profile of Jesus, we played extraordinary football at that time against different types of teams, the Brightons and all these teams. So, why am I pushing for? Because now we tried the Gyökeres profile, and part of it, and a major reason of him not, reaching to the expectations because of the system, in my opinion. But if we sign an elite attacker like Alvarez, in my opinion, I think that will elevate Arsenal, and I think it's more suited for Arsenal Football Club, and we'll see more goals.
In what way, though? In team play or in goal scoring? Because it's definitely not goal scoring. I'll tell you that.
I think he's going to score a lot of goals, Alvarez, in my opinion. I've
seen Alvarez get 31.
Here, this is where Ashraf's saying as well. He's agreeing with me. Our best football was with Jesus up top, but he was not a good finisher. Alvarez is an upgrade on him. So this is
true.
So,
this is true. But everybody is an upgrade on Jesus, to be fair. But like I said, bro, I know Arteta likes to play the way he played in the with Havertz and with Ødegaard, more controlling, more dropping deep and shit. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. Don't get me wrong. But it's better to have variety in this team. If we go one way, people can deal with us way easier than if we have different types of profiles in this team. You know what I'm saying? Even look at PSG, for example. I know they sell Goncalo Ramos, but they have Dembele, the fast-paced, you know what I'm saying, no weak foot, a 5-star skills type striker. But when you need the traditional striker who scores you headers and scores you one-on-ones, you bring on Goncalo Ramos. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's a different case, but every day PSG would play Dembele, Doué,
yes,
and
but do you understand where I'm coming from? It's about the profile conversation, not about the quality of the player.
But what you're saying is that we will be found out, basically. That we're going to lack ideas. We're going to lack solutions.
We were already found out that season, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why...
I disagree.
Taron, am I wrong with that we were found out last season when we had that slump of a month or 2 months?
Yeah, that was
we just couldn't win a game?
Yeah, April. It was a very tough April for us. Very, very tough April until David Moyes did us a solid against Man City. You know what I mean? And tilted things back in our favor. You know?
And Arteta started to play attacking against Fulham, especially. We played more fluid. We played more high pressing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, we were found out and we had to play a little different way in the Premier League specifically. I'm not talking about PSG because against PSG we went full. You know what I'm saying? We went full defensive as fuck. But in the Premier League we had to go a little bit more attacking because people were finding us out, and that's why we also started MLS in the midfield. You know what I'm saying? So
it's
yeah,
true. Taryn, I believe this. I genuinely believe this. Maybe you don't. I believe even if we have Erling Haaland up front, he will lack goals because of the way we play.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm going to a profile which is different than Haaland, different than Gyökeres.
One of my defensive argument of Gyökeres when everyone was trying to shit on him was, name me the attacker that has flourished under Arteta's system. And I would sit there and wait for the answer.
We've seen bits, but we haven't seen consistently.
There hasn't been one attacking player that we have signed who has kicked on. Some of them have stayed, leveled out. Others have regressed, but none of them went to another level. That can't be a coincidence because we have a 5-year sample size and a whole bunch of names of guys who just don't kick on because of the way we played football. Now, if you're going to ask me which season I want you to run me, the 2022 season, the 22-23 season, or last season where we just won the league, obviously I'm going to go say the year we won the league over the year we played blistering football and won nothing. You know what I'm saying? But there is a balance there that I expect now that he has gotten over the line, that he is willing to take more risks. Instead of trying to beat Fulham 1-0 and beat West Ham 1-0 and Palace 1-0, there will be some games that will be a 3-2. You know what I mean? And that we need to take some more risk and score some more goals, because I do believe if we score more goals next year, if we score 10 more goals than we did next year, like I said earlier, I think we win the league, because this defense isn't just going to fall apart. We have some of the best defenders in the Premier League. So just even with the Arteta tax, I'm expecting better next year from the guys who debuted this season, playing essentially a new midfield. 2/3 of our midfield was new with Eze and Zubimendi. Zubimendi played all 38 games for us, every single one. 34 of them he started. You know what I mean? So he has never played this many games at this intensity in his life. So hopefully he's adjusted to that. Eze had figured some shit out. We'll fix our left wing. We'll play better football next year while having the best defense in the Premier League for the 4th year in a row. It sets us up for a good, to be there or thereabouts. Right.
So what you're saying here. But here's the thing. He's saying that football is dead. Pep stopped playing false 9 because it's dead. That is fine. But another manager is still playing it, and he's flourishing, like Luis Enrique, for instance. And the players that he has allow him.
He kind of had to, right?
No, but bro,
was injured, and Jesus.
No. I'm comparing to PSG, for example. PSG having Dembele, they having Kvara and Desire Doué, right?
Bro, Dembele was not even a striker. He was a winger, and Enrique made him a striker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. But he's not all in all a striker like Gyökeres or like Haaland profiled, correct?
Yes, but why did they have Goncalo Ramos on the bench if they didn't want that type of profile then?
They are on the bench, that's fine. But I'm saying when they go with their strongest 11, they have Dembele, Kvara and Due, right?
Yeah, of course.
And that
And
trio
if Alvarez
just
joins,
cooks any defense.
and if Alvarez joins, and we need to get more control of the game because of the low block, obviously Alvarez is going to start. You know what I'm saying? But it's still better to have different options on the bench. If you go to a war and you only bring 5 swords, you're gonna lose. You need different weapons, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need a catapult. You need a bow and arrows, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not only going to win with 5 swords, bro. You know, that's what I'm saying. And listen, bro. Wallahi, in an ideal world, I would say sell both Jesus and Havertz, keep Gyökeres, buy Alvarez, and khalas. Keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? That would be the perfect scenario. I just don't see us being very creative and being unpredictable if we have all players the same profile. Sometimes you need different profiles, bro.
Okay. Honestly speaking, I think for me personally, it's just the piece of news that is out there because Atletico Madrid are interested in Gyökeres, but obviously I would sell Havertz. But I'm gonna just entertain that the option that we have to sell Gyökeres. If I have to upgrade on Gyökeres, in my opinion, I would sell Gyökeres. That's the whole thing. I don't have any allegiance towards any player. If I'm gonna buy a better, if I can get a better player, for instance, if I can get a Yamal instead of Saka, I would do that on a heartbeat. I will not even think about it. I'll just do it. I want always to upgrade whatever we have. Either it's in the attack.
Would you get Salim?
Midfield.
Would you get Salim over Saka or not?
No, man, fuck off. Are you mad? Bro, I'm not that delusional, Big up Salim, but there's levels to this conversation, T. And Salim, I mean, it's good for him if he can play for Leeds, man. But anyways, so for me, I don't understand. There are certain fans, and I'm pointing fingers now at UT and U-turn, that I think you kind of get attached to certain players. I don't know why. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. And you would prefer to see Gyökeres thrive and hope that Gyökeres thrive over getting the obvious upgrade, which is mad for me personally. I would never think in that way. That
when you say upgrade, this is the thing, because Sammy, sometimes you don't need the better player. Sometimes you just need a player that. Okay, good. I'm gonna give you this example. When I talk to Man United fans over the years, especially when we were competing with Man United, right? They'll tell me that Roy Keane was better than Patrick Vieira. I said, you know what? I'm not arguing with you, but I wouldn't trade Patrick for Roy because of what Patrick did for our team. You know what I'm saying? So you can keep who is the even Chelsea fans will tell me Reece James is better than Timber. Okay, cool. You have the better player, but I'm not trading my right back for yours because of what he does for our team. I want Julian Alvarez in addition to Gyökeres, not a
Would
trade.
you swap Timber with Hakimi?
No. I would sign Hakimi and play
Would you? Would you?
This is a he said no. This is the conversation
would
that I'm having with
Sammy, would you?
100%.
So, Sammy, there's always going to be
he's the best right back in the world, bro.
There's always going to be another chick that look better than your girlfriend.
That's different, bro.
You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be one.
That is a mad analogy, bro.
If you end up chasing the finest piece of ass, it's going to burn you. Like what Patrick did for us was enough, more than enough for me. I'm like, you can keep Roy Keane, even if you think he's better. Bad boy, right? Roy Keane, big him up every time. Big up Reece James, Champions League winner, but I'm keeping Timber. But if Hakimi becomes available, I'll sign him, but I'm not trading him for Timber, bro. I will just have one of them play the other fullback role. You know what I'm saying? But what Timber does for us is very important.
I don't understand that.
But even in all sports, right now, look at my New York Knicks. Steph Curry is a better point guard than Jalen Brunson. We just won the NBA title.
That is a very solid point, by the way. Very solid point.
So
he's mistaken form with
if you're just chasing better, it's a never-ending cycle.
That is what we're supposed to do every season. To upgrade.
Yeah, but there's
because you're gonna hit a plateau eventually, bro. If
I don't know.
Sorry?
It's like a better football player than Gyökeres.
Saka, yeah.
How did that work out for Liverpool?
You're talking about Saka? You said Saka.
I said it's like a better striker than Gyökeres.
Yes. Yes.
How did that work out for Liverpool? They signed a better striker and finished 25 fucking points behind us.
That is fine. But
Right,
if
so
we
you're
go, no,
always
wait,
losing
hold
players.
on. I'm going to talk about the same example here. If you had the chance to sign Isak or Gyökeres last season, you would have picked Isak.
You're probably right.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I would have picked Gyökeres any day. No,
man. Come on,
honest,
bro.
I'm saying, look at how it works out, because it always looked like it's going to work out in the beginning, because Ekitike hit the ground running. Gyökeres finished with more goals.
But this is on hindsight, Terry. This is hindsight talking. I'm saying,
by the way, the only reason Sweden are playing World Cup right now is because of Gyökeres, not because of Isak. Let me tell you that, bro.
I hear that.
That's fine. Look, Isak dipped massively, and he broke his leg. He had injuries. So I don't want to get into the conversation of Isak and why he dipped in form. But what I'm saying is, at that particular moment in time, in the summer, Isak was bagging goals, and he was on par with Haaland at that time, and he was the hot property, I would say, in the Premier League in terms of striker, right? We would have signed him. Now we've seen another evidence which showed that Isak, oh shit, he dipped massively. He dipped with the Liverpool. He dipped even with his national team. So I would not even think about Isak. Now I would consider the latest evidence that I have, the latest information that I have, and based on this latest information, I would say, okay, based on what I have right now, this guy is the right one. Right now, he could dip. He could be better, the best option out there. So it's not a tit for tat. You know what I mean? Like, so you're talking
but
to
what
me.
I'm saying is, outside of our defense, we don't have the best anything. Like, if we're having a conversation in word football, if you're talking the best goalkeeper, we can have something to say. You're talking about the best right backs, we can participate in the conversation. The best 6,
100%.
Once it goes into
100%.
the attacking, we have to be quiet, right?
Agreed.
But we walked away with the biggest trophy in England over teams who have better players in said position. So I'm saying it's not that linear. Where just look at Real Madrid. They're signing this player, they're signing that player. They're 2 years trophyless. You know what I'm saying? You have to have players that work for your team. Like, if you have a manager like Arteta, you just there are certain type of players that you have to sign, because he's not the type that's going to manage an Mbappe type personality. You get what I'm saying? Because some of the best players in the world will come with baggage. So you can't just be like, if the best player in the world comes available, let's just go get him. You might be strong in that position where that best player becomes available and weak somewhere else. So you target your own needs versus just, oh, this player is really good and he's on the market, let's go get him. It's bad business. You can't operate that way.
Yeah. And by the way, Taron, it's also crazy to me that we are having these which striker are we going to sell conversations when we have a guy in his debut season scoring the most goals under Arteta, and we still question him and say, oh, are we going to sell him or are we going to do that? Bro, we should get someone else to challenge him so we get a better Gyökeres and a better. What'd you say?
I would sell Havertz and I would sell Jesus before I sell Gyökeres. Hear me out. Right?
Yes.
I'm just entertaining the.
Yeah, but I'm not calling you out. I'm not calling you out, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is, for the way I process things is, yes, I'll get rid of Havertz, I'll get rid of Jesus, and get other strikers. But if I had the opportunity to upgrade on Gyökeres, I would do that. If I had an opportunity to upgrade on Saka, I would do that. If I have an opportunity to sign Kvara, I would do that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it, bro. I would not even entertain the thought in my head. Oh no, I think he fits the squad. He brings the morale. I like him. He's a good gentleman. He does a lot of charity. Couldn't care less, bro. I care about what you bring to me on the pitch.
As pets.
He has donkeys as pet. Who gives a F, bro? I don't care what you do in your personal life, bro. For me, is what is the best for Arsenal Football Club. I would immediately think about. Now, Rican here is saying something that is crazy for me, in my opinion. That he's saying Hakimi is good at League One in France and UCL, and how would he do in a rainy night in Burnley? Like, it's like you saying Kvaratskhelia will not thrive against Burnley, bro. What do you mean?
No, but to Rican's point is that we have Timber who knows what it's like and he's already here. So why go burn money on Hakimi because he's a better player? I think that's Rican's point.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And by the way,
he's gonna be on the market.
We played the nastiest low block against them, the nastiest defensive shape we played against them. Kvara got handled by Mosquera. Let's not forget. Before the penalty, Mosquera was doing very, very well against him. And
Yeah,
yes,
true.
he's young, he's rash, so he's gonna make those mistakes once or twice, and that mistake cost us, obviously. But outside of that mistake, he was doing very well against Kvaratskhelia. Let's not forget, guys. He got hooked. He got hooked in that game. They did not win because of him. Let's not forget.
Yeah, which comes to another point. I mean, about the same point that we were talking about Alvarez and Gyökeres. My issue with Alvarez right now is his commitment, right? Because he already said out loud that he wants to join Barca. That's his dream club, and he wants to join. So commitment is a question for me. Like I wouldn't sign a player who doesn't want to play for us. That's something that, okay, I'm going to show you the project. I will try to convince you. Hey, listen, we have a club. We're winning. We're the reigning champion. We want to build a dynasty. Yada yada yada. We want to, I'm gonna pitch, a sales pitch here. But if he doesn't get convinced, then I'll move on. Personally, I'm not gonna waste my time convincing a player and beg him to play for Arsenal Football Club. They should be begging to play for us, not the opposite. So this is my concern. And why wouldn't I say yes for this swap deal? By the way, just to go back to the topic that we regressed from. What are your thoughts, guys?
You have a guy that wants to go to a different team, yeah, and you have a guy who broke up with his girlfriend and said, you know what, you can I will lower my salary. I will lower my salary just to join you guys. You know what I'm saying?
See, this is what I want. I want that kind of commitment. I want that kind of commitment.
Yes, and bro, listen, we failed to mention this, but like you said, Sammy, this guy does not see Arsenal as his top destination. You know what I'm saying? We could be a stepping stone for that guy just to go to Barca, because he knows I cannot go to Barca straight from Atletico Madrid. Let me just go to another club for 1 or 2 years and then go to Barca when I'm in my absolute peak prime. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm afraid of this signing as well. But yeah, I don't know if I would risk that personally, because bro, you already said that you want to go to another person, and now I'm second choice and I'm here. You know, so I have to accept this. Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Vlahovic. Remember when we were daily
linked?
Yes. Same.
You went to the rich people that gave you the money, and now you suddenly want to join me when you're washed. You know what I'm saying? You have 2 kids. I ain't gonna do that, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that's well. This is all when it comes to the Arsenal news this couple of weeks. I'm sorry, guys. Last week we couldn't do it. I was really busy. I mean, the World Cup, guys. I mean, we're gonna divert a little bit from Arsenal. And before we wrap up, I want to talk about the World Cup. What are your thoughts there? And I haven't heard from you. I mean, you're out there watching and you're attending the games live. So, what games have you attended already? And what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I went to the USA Australia game, and it was mad. It was absolute madness, man. Listen, once the ball is kicked and all the politics and all the craziness goes to the side, football is amazing, bro. I was sitting next to an Australian geezer in the stadium. Brother sold his house to come to the World Cup, bro. People love football, bro. Yeah, brother sold his house to fly a first-class cabin on Qantas Airlines all the way over here to watch football. I thought I love football. I thought I love my team. You know, that's a different level of commitment. The games have been fantastic. It's been a great tournament, man. Just like no incidents whatsoever. It's the heartbreak season. You know, big up. How can you not root for Cabo Verde? You know, qualifying second in their group over Uruguay.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. You know,
there was so many fantastic storylines. I think it ends there. I think they'll hold 6 against Argentina, but you know they'll gladly take that and go home. You know, but yeah, the tournament's been fun, man. Belgium, they had a scare last night. Turkey, obviously, flop of the tournament so far. I'm sorry, fellas. I know you may have a soft spot for Turkey and all that, but they've been the flop of the tournament so far. The stars are showing up, right? Like that's the main point with the stars. Messi got 5 goals, and Mbappe got a bunch. Dembele has a hat trick. You know, the stars are showing up, and it seems like they're motivating and pushing each other to do well in this tournament. So, you know, this knockout round, there'll be some more tears, there'll be some more agony, but there'll also be some.
Who surprised you, Taryn? Who surprised you this World Cup that you did not
surprise me this World Cup? Sure, I've been surprised both ways. I've been surprised, good and bad. You know, I've been surprised by how poor Belgium started. You know, until Trossard really did the bits last night. But the U.S. actually surprised me the way they started their first 2 games. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect that from them. They completely annihilated Paraguay and did well in their second game against Australia as well. So yeah, they definitely surprised me. The Dutch actually surprised me. I didn't think they were going to be this good. Brazil, kind of, they are where I thought they would be, but no issue with France. I think they're the favorites to win. I just think they're too deep. But yeah, man, I'm having fun so far, and I'm absolutely loving it. What you saying?
Yeah, big up Cape Verde, man.
Yeah, big them up, man.
Big up Cape Verde. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's surprising about Cape Verde? They actually knocked out Cameroon and they knocked out Nigeria from their qualifiers.
And the latest team they knocked out was Saudi Arabia. So big up.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. At least I didn't get knocked out from the Aussies and
Paraguayans. Yeah, you're right, bro. We're also an embarrassment. You join us, bro. You know the picture I sent you, bro? That's the situation we're in, bro. You know
I'm supporting Morocco, bro.
Okay, I'm supporting the Netherlands, bro. We'll see you in the round of you know what I'm saying? Next round, bro. We'll see you.
I think that would be a very interesting game.
It's been for me. There's no standout team. Normally, you would say, "Oh,
even
France,
Mexico, guys." What about Mexico? Gooner is right, man. Mexico really impressed me too.
Yeah, three wins, no? 3 wins.
Yeah, man. Yes,
they only them in France have gone 3 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, also great, but guys, let's be realistic. When they play against the juggernaut, they will get slapped. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Mexico, though. They did amazing in their group. Respect to them. What was their group against South Korea? No, South Korea. Two other South Africa, yeah, and who else? Algeria? No, not Algeria. I forgot.
No.
Bro, after Turkey got knocked out, I just erased everything World Cup related off my mind.
Yeah, Czech.
Yeah, Czech Republic. Yeah. I mean, yeah, favorable group outside of South Korea, but they did very well against them. So yeah, big up Mexico, bro. They're doing great, but I just need to see how would they face against like a top side like the Netherlands, for example, that Morocco is going to face. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big them up. I like what I saw for Cape Verde. Like I said, I like what I saw from. I did not like what I saw from Switzerland because I feel like it's all veterans. Cruising to the next round, you know what I'm saying?
It feels like Schwarzenegger still making movies.
Yeah, for example. So yeah, bro. When I saw Embolo wearing the number 7, still being their striker, I was like, bro, what is this, bro? I remember Embolo ever since I was little, bro. You know what I'm saying? I grew up watching football, and I remember Embolo wearing the Schalke shirt. You know what I'm saying, with his mohawk and stuff, bro. I remember those days, and he's still playing football, but. Outside of those details, I like what I saw from Argentina. Messi, 5 goals. Personally, I think they are second favorites after Spain still. I do believe Spain against a top side.
Over France?
Yes. Okay.
I don't see that.
Okay. My favorite is Spain. Still.
My only 2 contenders were Spain and France, so I hear it.
Yes. You know what it is, Taran? It's like a toss-up between Spain, France, and Argentina. Whichever is your top 3, it's based on your taste, because all 3, at the end of the day... Okay, maybe you could say Spain has performed less than them, and I would agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I would agree. But I think Spain will turn up against the top teams, if you ask me. So if they play, for example, in Germany right now, they would play much better than they played against Cape Verde.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And typically the champs usually start slow, right? You want to start slow and peak in the knockout rounds. Like Argentina lost their first game in 2022, so I hear it.
Yeah.
Against Saudi.
Yes, which is now a national holiday in Saudi Arabia.
You have to mention that. You have to. You have to mention that. Yeah, I see that. I'm not gonna let it slide. No, you have to mention it. We got a holiday after that game, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I was hoping for Saudi to qualify so we can get a holiday. That's mad. But yeah, man, I think, you know, USA surprised me, honestly. The way they play football was nice. Mexico as well.
No, they were lucky, bro. They're lucky. USA, they're lucky.
No, they play well. They play well.
First two
They're
games
lucky,
were-
bro.
Yeah,
They're lucky. They're lucky
the-
we did not turn up the first two games. They're lucky, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, did Iran
regardless, they didn't face you. They didn't face you, OT, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, when they
faced
did, they
Paraguay,
lost.
Israel.
So yeah, I hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with their B team, yeah, sure.
Yeah, with our B team as well. So hold that.
No, bro, you played your main players, bro.
No,
Should we-
okay. We played Kenan and Arda and Barış Alper Yilmaz, but outside of those players, everyone was a different player.
No, I think you played horrendous.
No, okay. I'm
I'm
kidding. USA is better than I thought they were. So big up, Taron. You know what I'm saying?
Watch text.
So who's the dark horse, guys? I have mine ready if you guys want to hear it.
I had Uruguay. That didn't work out well.
Okay. No, now. I mean, based on what you saw right now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm terrible.
Okay,
at picking
so
dark horses.
what is your definition of a dark horse? A team that is good enough to win it, but not favored to win it?
Yeah, that would surprise everyone. Like they win it,
Yeah.
we didn't see that
They
coming.
punch way over their, Who would that be?
Japan.
For me, well, it's a toss-up between Japan and I think
Whoa.
Norway.
Okay,
No.
I don't see Japan winning, bro. That's crazy.
And I'm not saying they will win. I'm just saying they're the dark horse. Like they're
Yeah, but
gonna
the dark
reach
horse
the
is-
quarterfinal.
Dark horse means that you have a potential to win the whole thing. That's what a dark horse is, bro.
No, but the thing is, for the dark horse, you can't be a big. For example, Germany cannot be a dark horse just because of
Yeah.
who they are as a nation, right? If Germany wins the World Cup, no one will be shocked.
You know who's the perfect dark horse? Morocco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
well,
shout.
it can be.
That's a shout. Nah, DK. The reason I
But-
say
but-
Japan is
but
they knock off Brazil.
Because
They'll
Morocco
develop.
reached the semifinal last season. I mean, can I consider them to be dark horse right now this season, this tournament?
Yeah,
Yes, because
Morocco
that-
is the powerhouse in world football. They're not.
Yes, exactly. Nobody expect. Okay, everybody who predicted a World Cup winner, everybody predicted France, Argentina, Spain, Germany. Nobody outside of Morocco picked Morocco.
Yeah.
Nobody.
True.
So that's for me a dark horse. You have the quality to win it, but nobody expects you to win it. You know what I'm saying? If you beat
Norway,
Netherlands,
guys.
if you beat the
I have Norway.
Netherlands, if you beat the Netherlands, I would consider you a much better team.
That's the thing, guys. Look,
Then I
look
thought
at what
we would be.
Gary's saying here. Morocco ranked 7th in the world. How can they be a dark horse? I mean, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
Morocco.
Yeah, but
in the
look
past
where Belgium
10
is,
years-
bro. Look where
Those
Belgium
ranks are
is.
shit. Those ranks are shit.
But-
They don't
Yeah. Bro,
At one
Belgium
point,
is also in the
USA was
top
in the
10.
top
When
10.
has Belgium been good, bro?
Wait, why is it shit? I mean, it's based on points you
It's not,
accumulate.
bro. It's a
on
bunch of
one.
bullshit numbers. Like USA was a top 10 team at one point. At what point has USA never been top 10 in world football?
When was that?
I don't put any stock in those rankings whatsoever.
Because okay, I see why. Because when you play the major tournaments, it's basically what do you call it? CAF or CONCAF or something? Where you play Mexico, Canada, and CONCACAF, right? So that and it accumulates points for you, but there's no serious contenders there, barring USA and Mexico, for instance. They always win it.
Yeah, I don't
And also, an uncomfortable question for you, Sammy. Would you
Yeah.
be this high if the AFCON Football Federation did not give you the AFCON title? Would you be this high?
Look, if you're asking me personally, T, I don't consider us that we won the AFCON, honestly, on the pitch. I mean, now if you go check Google and you go see AFCON winners, you're gonna see Morocco, right? But for me, I would never consider us as champions.
Yeah, but
to be
you are
honest.
ranked higher because on paper you've won it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
Maybe. But I think even without the AFCON I mean, just reaching to the semifinal, also they had a mad run, by the way. They broke the Spain record of the winning streak. I don't know, was it like 30-ish games that never lost? They didn't lose for 2-3 years, bro, in official matches. So
Yeah, no, big
is
up
why
Morocco, bro. No, I'm not.
I'm just saying.
I'm not
they didn't accumulate the
discrediting you.
points. No, you're
But
saying
to-
that the AFCON was the reason why they are there. I don't
No,
think
not
AFCON
the
was
reason, but it is a big reason. If you are a champion of your region, you are going to be ranked higher than the rest, bro. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? I think at one point even Qatar was in a higher ranking that they deserve, just because they won the
because-
Asian Cup.
twice, yeah.
Yeah. And look how they got smoked in the World Cup, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like 6-0 or something.
Yeah, I know Qatar is a bozo team. But anyways, guys, the best player in the tournament. Who was the best player?
Italy didn't even qualify for the World Cup, and they're ranked 12th. So.
Yeah, because they accumulated points, bro. I mean, you cannot disregard what Italy did before. I don't
put any stock in that ranking shit. They're just numbers that's just someone has a job.
So what, you want the ranking starts from 0 every year, or how does it work?
They're pointless. Why do we even have ranking? Who's the number 1 ranked Premier League team? Who gives a shit? Like, what is Chelsea ranked? They finished 10th. Is Chelsea the 10th worst team in the Premier League?
In last season, yes. The table does not lie.
Yeah,
but that means but that means that you want to reset it every season if that's the case, Sammy.
Yeah, not me, him.
Yeah, but when does FIFA reset their rankings?
Okay,
what do you
big
say?
up Morocco.
They're
sixth. They're sixth, but they're still a dark horse. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But who was the best player in this tournament so far, guys?
Messi.
Amrabat.
Okay.
No, no, it's for me. You know what it is? For me, who would I want? Do I want Mbappe? Do I want Haaland? Do I want Messi? Do I want Vini Jr.?
Look, the chat. The chat is saying a lot of good names, and I want them to say who was the best player as well.
Bro, you can even name Saibari, bro. You can even name Saibari.
Well. Nah, man, he's not the best player in the tournament.
No, okay, not the best player, but he should be named. You know what I'm saying? He should be named. Okay, for me,
he's up there.
It's either Mbappe or Messi.
Why not Dembele?
Yeah, big up Dembele, but bro, I don't know if you've seen the TikTok AI edits, but Mbappe is clearly the main guy, bro. Everybody's playing to his strength. You know what I'm saying? Even when Dembele could have scored a goal, he passed it to them. He passed it to Mbappe. You know what I'm saying?
What if you're facing Argentina, who are you lining up to stop?
For me, Argentina is a one-man show.
Right,
Lautaro Martinez.
He's performing, but Dembele will have space because you can't double up on him. You got Olise there, you got Mbappe there, you got Desiree Doué there. Turkey's on the bench. Shirky hasn't started the game, bro. He's arguably the best 10 in the Prem. That's a hell of a flex to be able to bring that guy off the bench. So Dembele is going to have space and opportunity to do his thing. Everyone keeps in on Messi.
Same goes to Mbappe in this case.
Yeah. Imagine Messi has these kind of qualities. I think Messi has been at this age, still looking like his old self without the burst of pace, but he's so fundamentally good. He doesn't need to outrun anyone.
Yeah, it's Messi. 100%.
Yeah, well, I think Souls wouldn't like it too, but yeah, it's Messi for me. I think the guy is just remarkable. It's not like he's playing like he's 27 years old. I mean, I don't know how he's playing in the US. I don't watch the MLS or
he's great, man.
Miami.
He's killing it.
He is?
He's killing it. But you see all the other guys in the World Cup that has pressure on them. Messi's playing freely. Like, bro, I've won it. Like, if he wins this one, it's just like extra. It would have been like icing on the cake. Like, Ronaldo is under pressure. He's stressed. Mbappe, even though they got to the final of the last one. Yeah.
But the thing is, Taron, and I don't know who said this. I think it was Ashraf or someone else. But Messi is playing for the team still. Messi is connecting the dots, doing everything for this team when it comes to being in the middle. Bro, he is the reason why he makes the line-breaking passes. You know what I'm saying? He is the reason why the wingers are in such open space. So Messi can run in the 16-yard box and receive the final pass. You know what I'm saying? And Ronaldo, he's playing for himself. He wants... I think Ashraf said this. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. But Ronaldo, Portugal plays for Ronaldo, Argentina plays for Messi, but more for Argentina than they do for Messi at the end of the day. They want to win this World Cup, and Ronaldo wants to win this World Cup for himself at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's very egotistical compared to Messi, because Messi still does more for the team than Ronaldo does, because Ronaldo is actively holding the team back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even though Portugal as a team, sorry, Taryn, even Portugal as a team, I do rate them highly. I mean, look at the midfield.
He has the best midfield at the tournament.
Yeah, Vitinha, Neves, Bruno Fernandes as well.
Yeah,
as,
but all of them have a chip on their shoulder that they need to pass to Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? Argentina does not have that, bro.
Yeah.
Because the amount of disrespect and cussing Bruno Fernandes and João Neves and those guys received because they didn't pass the ball to Ronaldo is insane. So now they need to prove to the fans that we love Ronaldo. We do pass to Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? They created that type of energy. Whether with Argentina, it's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
No, T. I think it's the same. I mean, if an Argentinian player does not pass the ball to Messi, I think they will scold him and say, "Why you
creates for the rest of those guys? Those guys have to create for Ronaldo. That's the difference.
It's hard for you to create if you're a central forward.
No, but I'm saying Messi creates for those guys. He put them in positions to be great. Those guys have to do all the work for Ronaldo. The thing with Ronaldo, his ego in this, right? I think what has made him great is what's holding the team back now. His ego. Like
exactly.
He is so driven. But now, if you are, I don't know who they played against, but if you are like a team with Ronaldo in the team, they're very easy. Well, not easy. They're predictable to defend against because you know where the ball is going because they have to pass it to him.
Yes, and Messi, like Tyrone said, okay. Who is Messi making his teammates better, Sammy?
He is. I think so.
Yes.
Is Ronaldo making his teammates better?
Well, here's the difference, in my opinion. I think the synergy between Argentina and players compared to the Portuguese players is different. I mean,
you could say that. You could say that, but Portugal won the Nations League, so clearly there is some synergy in this team. You know what I'm saying? They just feel the need to pass to Ronaldo. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
They must. Okay, like
that
I
should
said,
be the case.
Argentina. If Messi creates for you and you score the goal, Messi would be happy with that. If Ronaldo does not score that goal, he would be mad. That's the difference.
Throws his hands up.
I don't think this that bad. No, I don't think so.
It is.
No, bro, I don't know if you remember, but remember at Real Madrid when Bale or someone else scored the goal and he got mad because someone else scored the goal? He was literally physically pissed off that someone else scored that goal, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. That was at the Real Madrid still.
Yeah, he is a guy, right?
Maybe,
that would.
Maybe, but I don't.
He would rather score a hat trick and they lose 4-3 than they win the game 1-0 on a own goal. Like he has to score, bro. It's he has to be in the moment, which has made him great. He is so driven, but that holds the team back.
Yes, and at this age, it just looks desperate because he knows he doesn't have the same skills as he did at Real Madrid, and he wants to get to the 1,000 goals. So he needs every goal that he can get. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it almost looks like Ronaldo is mostly playing for himself instead of for Portugal or Al Nassr. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they won the league with Al Nassr, but I don't think
he wants to be under the spotlight. I do agree with you in that.
Yes, and Messi, if Messi gets 2 assists in one game, he doesn't mind. He doesn't need goals as long as he makes sure that his team wins. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of mentality. Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean Messi has always been more humble than Ronaldo. Let's be real.
Yeah.
To a degree, I think so.
And I'm not talking about personality-wise, because personality-wise, obviously, I prefer Ronaldo because he's just more a chill guy than Messi, in my opinion, if you ask me. But when it comes to the football pitch, Messi is way more selfless than Ronaldo is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is more subtle. But anyways, that's all when it comes to the World Cup, guys. We had just this bonus topic to, even though this is Arsenal News Drilldown, but we wanted to talk about the World Cup because it's a hot topic right now. Any final words before we wrap up, Taryn, from your side?
Yeah, I wanted to ask y'all who scored the goal of the tournament so far.
Goal of the tournament. Okay.
Haiti, 100% against Morocco. Far corner.
It was bad.
I think
the class goal. That one was. It was a wicked strike.
But also one of the Messi goals was very good. You know, was a long
dummy?
shot.
The one that broke the record?
That was yeah, I think so. Against Algeria, I think it was.
Oh, no, that was the hat-trick game.
Bro, he scored too many goals. We don't remember which one it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them.
There was a goal that...
The Mbappe screamer versus Senegal, the second one.
Oh yes. That's also a very good one. The third goal, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Godfrey, that's a shout. Isidore versus Morocco. Yeah,
yes, that's what I meant. That's the one I meant against Morocco. The far post. Yeah.
That was a good goal. Yeah, that was a good goal as well.
Bro, it was also so unexpected, bro. He did the bullet out of nowhere, and you've seen the camera angle from behind it. It went exactly in the corner, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you guys, Haiti, yeah, Haiti goal.
Yeah, or Mbappe. It's either or.
Mbappe.
You can pick one. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. RT, from your side, any final words?
No. It's sad to see that we're out, but I still have the Netherlands, and we have one of the most toughest opponents that we need to face. So it's going to be an interesting knockout round, bro. And I'll wish you luck, but I hope we win.
Let's ask somebody who doesn't have a dog in the fight. Taryn, who do you think is going to win, Morocco or Netherlands?
Shit, man.
And the chat can join as well. Who do you pick, Morocco or Netherlands?
The Netherlands.
Yeah,
the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands have enough quality to exploit all those spaces that Hakimi vacates.
Gakpo?
Why are you saying it like that, bro? Gakpo?
I don't rate him.
He scored 2 goals in this tournament, so he has to.
Bro, we also have Somerville. Don't forget, bro. You know what I'm saying? United target.
Yeah, Somerville is way more interesting than Gakpo, in my opinion.
Yeah, but Gakpo is like the adopted son of every Dutch coach, so he's not going to bench him. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I also hope, and I think it will be Netherlands. It would be funny if Morocco.
You don't have the players to bench him.
What'd you say?
You don't have the players. You don't have the players to bench him. You don't have the players to bench him, bro.
Who, Gakpo?
You don't have that kind of privilege. Netherlands in general, like they don't have much players. Like, who are you gonna play?
I mean, we do, but it's. I mean, for example, you can play Somerville instead of Gakpo. But yeah, you're right in the sense that you say we don't have a lot of numbers. Yes, because if we drop Brobbey and play Memphis, that's a drop off in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree in the sense of we don't have a lot of options, but for Gakpo we do. We have Somerville, bro.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, man. Anyways, guys, it's been a pleasure as always with the excellent panel with Taryn and T. We'll catch you up, guys, later in the next week, hopefully with the other news, and let's hope that Arsenal actually do some business before the World Cup ends. I think after the World Cup, we're going to see a heavy tax when it comes to the prices, especially the players that are flourishing in the World Cup. And in that note, stay safe wherever you are. Make sure to hit the like, make sure to subscribe, and also go subscribe to T and subscribe to BBK as well. Both channels are in the description. And stay safe. Cheers.
Stay safe, folks. Cheers.